everyone, welcome back. So now you know what the cute dog trains were that Pauline and I was referring to. So a dedicated dog lover in Turkey created an association of Paws Holding On to Life. So a non-profit dog charity that helps disabled or ill dogs enjoy their life in a place where they won't be abandoned or like left as strays on the street. And so the creator of this association, she had some personal experience with what it's like to be disabled or in a condition of bad health. And so because of that, her father was the one in her life that was disabled. And so she kind of saw that he wasn't doing so well when he was cooped up in the house. And so in order to give him some fresh air, they would take him for drives in the car, just, to like get him out of the house, show him some new scenery. And this lady, she has more than 500 dogs in her care now. And so because she takes them in as strays, many of them have either been like hit by a car, so their legs don't work very well, or they have some kind of health condition that's caused muscle or bone deterioration in the dogs. And so she had this idea, well, if it really helped my father's mental health when he was taken out of the house, then maybe I should take these dogs out of the shelter some way to give them some fresh air. But how do you do that if many of your dogs are unable to walk? Introducing the cute dog train. So she and her staff, they decided to cut open some plastic barrels, paint them very beautifully. So each one was kind of like a half carriage for a train.
That's so cute.
So cute. And so she would put the dogs in each one and she attached this long train of half barrels to the back of a 4x4, a Jeep, all-terrain vehicle. And she would just take them out across the landscape to have a cute little joyride. So sweet. And so after she started doing this, she realized that it seemed like the mental health and the overall happiness of the animals that were in her care really improved. So the dogs seemed to be smiling, their tails were wagging a lot. And she just realized that it was a really great initiative. And so as you can imagine, Turkey is pretty hot. So they're talking about making some renovations to this train, like giving them a canopy to keep them out of the sun, like really like first class the experience of this doggy train. So it sounds like a great idea. I think
so cute
yeah,
and
right.
so thoughtful.
Yes, and so her sanctuary was also just outside of Istanbul. So I imagine that there's some really beautiful landscapes that they can take the dogs out into. So sweet. And I think maybe if people in the local neighborhood see this happening, they're more likely to donate money because they find it so endearing.
And it could grow and become more prevalent in other parts of Turkey. Wow.
I thought you meant the train can grow just longer and longer and longer.
It never ends.
Just 200 carriages of little dogs. So sweet. So thinking about stray dogs, I think they're a huge problem in Turkey, as well as cats too. Stray cats are also very prevalent. So how about you? Do you think that there's a stray dog problem either here in Korea or in the US back home?
I don't think it's quite a problem. However, I've seen way more stray dogs in the US than in Korea. I don't think I've actually ever seen a stray dog in Korea. More cats than...
Yes, when I was researching this question too, I thought the same thing. I haven't really seen them. I think maybe in the countryside, they might be a little bit more prevalent, but in the inner city, I think finding a stray dog is very uncommon.
In Mexico, there's quite a lot of stray dogs, and they're just like, they're free. They're just free-range dogs, and they're everywhere. They'll make little gangs and bark at you and attack you if you go in their area. You just like pay no mind to them and drive as fast as you can. Just like, come and bite your tires.
Maybe the dogs have a need for speed too. Maybe if there was a dog train, they would calm down a little bit.
I feel like they'd go and attack the train.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're little gangster dogs.
Wow. I think the same thing in the UK. I can't really remember a prevalence of stray dogs. It's more so stray cats because cats are a little bit more street savvy. They're able to take care of themselves a little bit more. And here in Korea, I've definitely seen stray cats.
Yeah,
a lot more than stray dogs.
Right.
So thinking about pets, oftentimes these stray animals end up on the street because people haven't taken care of them. So do you think there should be some stricter laws regarding having a pet?
Well, in America, they have like the chip. Like when you get a dog or pet, you adopt it, anywhere you have to get them chipped. And I think there were some laws that were put into place where like they get their shots and they get chipped, and that way it helps like the owner if the dog runs away, it's easier to find. And also if you try to dispose of the dog, then it would be easier to find who the culprit is of doing such a terrible thing. And yeah, I do think that that's good. You should be responsible for any life form that you decide to adopt. You should the people need to take care of their pets. So what is your opinion on that?
I think that education is really important. So I imagine if you adopt an animal from a shelter or if you adopt an animal from a store, I think there should be some kind of like education training, even if it's very short, like a 15 or 20-minute video or something like that. Or maybe more seriously than that, if it becomes like more of a problem in the future, having a license to have a pet, because I think that some people just are not capable of taking care of an animal. But I think that would be really hard to implement. I think that would definitely be like a last case solution. But I definitely think if you buy something from a store or especially from a shelter, because I think many of the animals in the shelter have had previous trauma, I think it's good to give prospective owners some training about how to take care of their animals so they don't end up on the street or back in the shelter again.
Right.
Oh. So we hope that you enjoyed today's article. If you have time, make sure that you check out the vocabulary that we included for today's article, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.
Canine.
Canine.
Shower.
Shower.
Coop up.
Coop up.
Change of scenery.
Change of scenery.
Devise.
Devise.